everybody, Emily's Voice Blog back. Okay, so this video is about shwag. We're not talking about instruments or anything like that. I am talking about singer survival shwag. And these are things that I have kind of just weirdly found on my own, or have like kind of put two and two together based on some therapy sessions I've taken, or some master classes I've taken, conference stuff. So I am a broke musician, so I do not like spending money on things that cost a lot, but I do love Amazon and just finding like creative alternatives. So I'm just gonna show you like a few things that I use. Okay, so I did talk about this in one of my videos, and I forgot, I didn't really talk about what it was or how you could find it, so I'm gonna do that now. This is your singing straw. So I think it was part 3 that I talked about SOBT exercises where you do your straw bubbles for gentle voice warm-ups and tension release. And then this is a handy dandy, I'll even just put this on because when I'm in a gig, especially if I'm having a flare-up, I will literally wear this. It looks like a piece of necklace, like a piece of jewelry. And you can even like tuck it in your shirt if you don't want to be seen. But on breaks, you can use this as like a little voice loosener rehab thing. And again, I'll just like hide it, gone, no one can see it. That is called, if there is like a fancy therapeutic one that SLPs use that are like $60. I found this necklace. It is called a breathing necklace for anxiety on Amazon, and it is $9.99. So I bought that one instead of the $60 one, and it does the same thing. It functions exactly the same. And it's cool because it looks like jewelry. So I'm going to shout out Katarina H. She is that voice coach on YouTube. She, I think the Vocal Freedom program. She was actually, she was kind of the one that I got the first idea with the voice straw, but she had the SLP straw. And then I went on Amazon. I tried to find like a cheaper version, and I found this anxiety breathing straw necklace that was $10. It works for me. I'm suspecting that it works basically exactly the same. I find that it helps, and I use this reminder. I use this when I'm playing a gig or doing a show, or maybe a choir concert, or you know, a performance at school or something like that. In between singing, or in between talking to my friends, step away for a good 10 minutes to rest. And that is something that I will hydrate. I will drink my tea. Oh, I didn't have my box with me, but I will mention that too. And I will kind of gently warm up with that, or like make sure I'm loosening up my voice with that. Before I forget, because it wasn't on my list and I don't have it with me, but I just remembered it. Spoiler or flag alert, this is not medical advice. This is just me saying what I do. I love the throat coat teas. I know a lot of singers who do. It has slippery almond in it, licorice, all that kind of good stuff that kind of like helps like lozenge your voice. So on my breaks, I might have my big jug of throat coat tea. I'm doing my vocal exercises. So again, anytime you're ingesting anything or doing structurally changing to your body, please consult a physician. But this is just, as a performing musician, this is what I do. The cool thing about licorice too is that also helps with that acid reflux piece. So I even have licorice, I believe, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I believe it also helps with good internal saliva production that gives you that clear, nice coating on your vocal cords. So I might even like at night have like a licorice tea before bed, just to kind of help with that acid reflux, to help with the hydration, to help with the coating, all that kind of good stuff. So that's throat coat tea. Okay, then what else do I use? I talked about steaming. Now again, you can get a professional voice steamer. They're gonna be expensive. And because I'm thrifty, I found this at Bell's, and again, I'm in Florida. Bell's is a department store in Florida, on sale at Christmas for $20. It is a face makeup pore opening steamer, but it also works great for steaming your vocal cords. And so this literally cost me $20. I have the Westinghouse one. It's a brand. I know nothing about it. But I looked online And I found a similar face steamer. This is $18 on Amazon. So you do not need to be spending a lot of money. A little gravelly. I just did a bad thing. Throat clearing. I do have a little bit of a frog in my throat right now, and I'm telling on myself because we are not supposed to be clearing your throat. We're supposed to be taking big drinks of water. Big gulp and go. That's the singer's voice clear. Okay, and actually it kind of worked. Okay, so surprise. I followed the instructions and it kind of worked. Okay, face steamer, breathing necklace we talked about. Okay, when I'm practicing, I'm somebody who, it's probably one of the culprits of why I'm having singing issues. I talk too loud, I talk too fast. These are all things that can put a lot of extra stress on your voice, even as a speaker. I do all of them. I am like, I'm a mess. But I love singing. I enjoy singing. It seems like I'm pretty decent at singing, so I just soldier on. Anyways, so one way I manage that when I'm gigging to make sure I'm not over singing or overstraining or over pushing, even when I'm practicing, is I have started using these personal microphones. Now, if you're organized enough, you're lucky enough to have like kind of a permanent home studio, just always try to sing into a microphone, because anytime you're amplifying your voice and you can hear yourself, you are going to be singing more gently than if you can't hear yourself and you're trying to sing over like instruments and speakers, or even at like a jam when you're jamming with friends, even in the, at night on the back patio or in the basement if you live in the north, all of that, you are pushing over sound, and that is really wearing on your voice. So I am more than happy to be a nerd. I will be a nerd any time of day. So if I'm gonna go to like a jam, and even then a lot of times I actually rest at the jams because I'm currently performing, and I just play like guitar or like djembe or something. But I'm gonna start, if I I'm gonna start doing this. But what I definitely do is I use this when I'm practicing. This is just a little personal voice amplifier that you can wear like this. It has a speaker. The one I'm using is, oh gosh, what is it called? Zoetek? Sure. Zoweetek. This cost me $29 on Amazon. But what it does is it makes sure that I can hear myself when I'm singing and I'm not over pushing, because I notice that when I'm at gigs, or maybe like if I'm singing at church or something like that, I always love how it feels when I sing into a microphone. I feel so calm and relaxed. And then when I'm at home practicing, I just start feeling really tense. And again, kind of putting two and two together over kind of like my journey. I'm pushing, I maybe can't hear myself that well. And the second you start pushing, straining, singing louder so you can hear yourself, that's all strain, that's all extra wear and tear that you do not need. So you can be a weirdo like me and just kind of rock one of these. But because I do find that it helps, even if it just kind of gives you a little bit like a telephone sound. But doesn't matter. You can still hear yourself and you kind of know what you're doing, and you can hear your pitches and everything like that. Another thing too, this is highly recommended if you are a teacher or you're somebody who talks a lot. I see teachers in the public school system wearing this, and especially music teachers. So you are not the only one if you choose to do this. And teachers are one of the other major professions, teachers, coaches, and singers, that often have hoarseness, maybe even the dreaded nodule, polyps, all that kind of stuff, because we overusing our voice. We're talking over loud crowds. We're talking to a group of 30 wild kids, or we're yelling across the football field. So coaches, use your mega horns. Maybe even use this when you're nearby. Teachers, use this when you're teaching. It's a little awkward at first, but it honestly it gets easier, and then the kids can hear you. It's a win-win. Bedroom musicians, use this when you're practicing, or if you go to like a little friendly jam, just tell your friends, hey, I'm trying to rest my voice, I'm going to use this just so I don't push. I mean, people are so understanding, like you don't need to worry about it. It just gives you a little extra sound, and that's it. It's done. Okay, medical Medical warning alert. I'm going to tell you a product that I use. Please consult with your doctor if you choose to use it. Check the ingredients, make sure you don't have any allergies or anything like that. And me being me, I'm horrible at finding things, so I can't find it right now. I have 2 bottles. I don't know where either of them are. This is a different one that I use. It's a throat spray. I'm actually not going to tell you this brand because I don't really like this brand because it has, you have to watch out for these throat sprays. If they have alcohol in it, that is not good for your voice. It's drying. So sometimes you'll see like throat sprays, maybe they're used for like when you're sick or something, they might have some of that like menthol or alcohol as like a base in it. Avoid those. You want the water glycerin based ones. You want that to get a coating. But what these things do is you can take them and you can spray and you breathe in and spray your vocal cords. This is another way to topically lozenge your vocal cords, because remember, drinking water is not going to do that for you. Water takes a while for the hydration to kick in, and you need to drink like 6 to 8 glasses a day. And even then, if you're drinking before a gig, you need to get all that water in 2 hours before you even perform, because it needs to be coming internally. We did talk about how gum, non-menthol lozenges can help with that, increase that salivation, which can give you a topical coating. Steam from things like this, or from inhaling like the vapors from your tea, or even I know there's an old way of doing it where you can do a boiling pot of water and like put a little towel over your head, long showers, steam. But this is another kind of like topical way to steam. The one I use is called Vocal Ease. I like it because it's a nice like glycerin based gentle one. It gives you kind of like you can feel it almost immediately, like a slippery kind of like feel in your voice. And that's important because I can't remember if it was, I think it was like part 1 or part 2. I talked about how to have optimal vocal cord functioning, like your voice moves like a wave. To get that optimal wave and flow and movement, you 2 major things that you need is great, like really good diaphragmatic air pressure where you're actually talking from your air instead of your voice. And so you want that good air. You also want hydration because you want your vocal cords to be properly lubricated, because that is another thing that helps them function optimally. So I really like the vocal sprays. I was turned on to it, not by a doctor, by another singer. I think she uses Performer's Secret. Again, you can find that on Amazon. But it does, I find that it really helps, and I will spray my throat several times a night during a gig. So that's up to you. Anytime you choose to do something physically or structurally or internally, ingesting anything, please consult with the doctor. Please check the allergies. It's just something that I have found that works for me, and hopefully it'll work for you. I'm trying to think if that is everything. Let me just check my notes. The last thing I will tell you about. Okay, so as you can tell, I take all the precautions. So there will be, and for good reason, because I've benefited. I mean, I've experienced the consequences of not doing that. So now I do. I will have days of complete rest. And if you are really find yourself in a situation where you are having a lot of pain, a lot of swelling, first of all, any ENT, otolaryngologist, or SLP that you will see, let me just speak from personal experience. Every SLP, ENT, otolaryngologist I have seen have always said, if it hurts, stop. That is a vocal rule. This is a very delicate instrument. These little tiny vocal folds that are this big. It's all hanging on these little tendons on your hyoid bone right here, and it's just everything comes from here. So it's an amazing, it's artistically powerful instrument, but it is a physiologically delicate instrument. So you really need to take care. So if you are experiencing like a lot of pain, hoarseness, you're just having to push and you're screaming at gigs and you just feel like you're on the brink of something not good. We all know that feeling. I mean, if you don't, I'm really happy for you because it's a very scary place to be. Vocal rest, sorry. Sorry guys, vocal rest. And sometimes that means complete silence. I went to an otolaryngologist that gave me a pin that says, I can't speak right now, I'm on vocal rest. And she had her little doctor name right there. And I would wear it to not be able to talk, maybe get a doctor's note. But even just getting one of those pens is normally enough. I have had periods where I had to like use a notepad to write down, and I'm like, just be willing to be the weird person. Just don't talk. Don't talk. And if you have to be somewhere, don't talk. If you have a work thing, take a day off if you can and do 24 hours of vocal rest. I know this is asking a lot, and hopefully you don't have to do this that often, but if you have to do it, do it. So anyways, the last little piece of shwag I have is, it's called the Talkie app. And so Talkie, like Talkie app. It is a little app that I can like type in what I'm saying and press play and it will talk for me. So back in the day, I'm not technologically savvy. So back in the day when I had to like write what I was saying, now I have like the little app. So this is kind of like, you know, if you're in a place where you're having to do complete vocal rest, you probably want to stay home. You probably don't want to be socializing. But maybe you're like still around like family or like your roommates or something like that. Be the weird person, say you're doing 24 hours of vocal rest. People will understand. It's your health, it's your well-being. And then if I have to talk, I will actually use this Talkie app, and I think it's free. I'm like pretty sure it's free. And if it's not, it's like $2 or $3 because I don't buy expensive apps. So yeah, I will use that as a way to do complete vocal sounds. You will be amazed. But also if you are in a place where you are at that point where you are doing 24 hours, 48 hours of vocal rest, please go see a doctor. Please go see an ENT. Please go see an otolaryngologist. They will probably prescribe you. They will assess you to make sure nothing major is going on. They will let you know if you are in the beginnings of developing a nodule, which if you don't know is just like a little callus, which can go away on its own if you take care of yourself. But you want to catch these things early, because if you have like a really locked in nodule, or if you overdo and you develop a polyp, you know, some of these things can result in surgery. So it's just worth avoiding that. So take the vocal rest if you need it. Try to claw back your vocal well-being if you need to. But if you are in that place where you are thinking about, I should probably do 24 hours of vocal rest, please go see a doctor. It's worth it. We have long lives, you know, so you want to be taking care of yourself. Okay, so that's my serious, very heavy final note on that on my shwag video. As always, I say I'm an SLP who's an autism expert. I actually have a doctorate in special education autism. So if you know any family members or friends of family or anything like that that has a child with autism, or even a self-advocate or adult with autism that's kind of going through a bumpy patch and struggling and maybe trying to understand what's going on, or looking for resources or help, or even just someone to talk to, I do have an autism family coaching business. It is www.autismfamilycoach.com. And yep, I love helping my autism families as well as my singers. So, all right, that's it for now. And I think I will do one more after this on some great speaking, loosening tension exercises. Okay, so see you then. Thanks. Bye.